Folks, I got a dilemma. It's going to freeze tonight, and I'm afraid I'm going to lose my garden. So, I don't know what I'm going to do. This is Arizona, man. Hey folks, thanks for joining me on this episode of Warrior Garden. So we're going to tackle a problem. It is the 7th of January, and we're looking at a potential hard freeze here in the valley, Phoenix Valley. Well, that's a problem because I got plants in my garden that can't handle a hard freeze. What we're going to do is I'm going to show you how I'm going to try and protect the garden, and then we'll do a follow-up video after the freezes are over, and we'll see how the garden fared. So follow me on this episode. I'll show you what I do to try and protect from a hard freeze. Some of it is just difficult. I'm going to lose some stuff, and there's nothing I can do. So let's get on with it. Let's go see what we can do. So here's how Warrior Garden looks right now. So we've got a lot of stuff doing okay. Obviously the grapevines are going into hibernation. I've got stuff in my beds that are looking really good, which I'm excited about. That's Chinese cabbage. We've got some beets going, some greens over there. Those are Swiss chard, some green onions, Brussels sprouts, lots of cilantro. Cilantro's gone gangbusters. Green beans over there. My red peppers, as always, faithful to the end, man. These guys have been fantastic. My peas have not fared so well, and I'm not sure why. I think I planted them when it was too hot, and I've got one that's finally coming out of it, but the others I think didn't do well. Some squash, and of course the dragon fruit, my passion fruit, and lots of herbs. In the back, I have my citrus trees. Oranges are looking good. That's my fig tree. That around the bottom was winter squash that got destroyed. And then over here, my pomegranate has gone into hibernation. Rosemary, of course, looks fantastic. My myrtle looks good. And in the back side, my apricots have gone into hibernation. And then I also have some more citrus back here, as well as my fajoya. So the question is, what do I need to protect? Well, pretty much all of it. It's supposed to get down into the 20s, which is not too normal for Arizona. I mean, it does happen, but it's going to be 20s and freezing for possibly a week. And that's way too long. I'm worried about losing my citrus, but let me show you some of the other things I'm going to probably lose, and for sure lose. First of all, my moringa. That's going to die back. I'm going to have to let it grow back. There's nothing I can do. It's kind of in a little microclimate back here, but I'm going to try and harvest as much moringa off it, the leaves I can. But it's going to take a big hit tonight. Grapes I'm not worried about. I got plenty of compost around the base. They should be okay. My Chinese cabbage and these things, they may do okay because this is a pretty good microclimate over here, and they can take some pretty low temperatures, especially the Brussels sprouts. I might have to cover them. I probably should. The fountain, I'm going to have to turn that off and drain it today. Green beans, get what I can out of it. They're going to be goners. Red peppers, hopefully they'll survive. I'm going to harvest what I can. And of course, the squash, I'm going to have to pull all my squash out of there that I can harvest. The ones I'm going to try and protect is the dragon fruit. And I'm going to have to come up with some ideas to see what I can do, because I don't want to, they're doing fantastic and I don't want to lose them things. Passion fruit, well, I'm not really sure what to do. I don't know. They look great, lots of flowers, but I'm afraid they're going to take a big hit. And the fig, I think, will be okay. He'll knock the leaves off, but it's survived before, and I think it'll be just fine. Those are the ones I'm most worried about. So let's get on with it. Let's try and protect this stuff. First of all, I'm going to go through and disconnect all my hoses. That's really important. Let me show you. I got to disconnect this stuff because if that freezes, it's going to bust my lines in my house. These Arizona homes were not really made for a deep freeze and a deep winter. So I've got to go and protect my lines as well, especially where the main water supply comes into the house. So wish me luck. Let's see what happens. First problem is this, all my watering stuff. I have an automatic water on here that I'm not really sure what to do about. So the first thing I'm gonna do is remove this hose. The hose has got to come off. This will bust a water line in a hurry. So take the hose off. And I'm gonna have to turn the fountain off and just call it a day on that, I think. Yeah, I don't know what else to do. Maybe I could drip it. That's a possibility. I could possibly drip it, but, well, to be honest, I probably just need to take this stuff off. Gosh, I hate to do that. Okay, let's do it. First of all, I gotta turn off the fountain on my phone, which is over there recording. Okay, so I turned the fountain off. So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna turn off the main faucet. I'm gonna bleed this. Okay, well, not much to bleed. And I'm gonna take it off right here. I think that's the best option right now. And then hope none of this other stuff breaks. The rest of that should bleed down. So, should. Okay, so the next dilemma is this main water line. Okay, so that is the main water line coming into my house. And that's got me concerned. This portion coming off here goes to my sprinkler system. And then the rest goes into the ground and goes out to the main. So why they have it hanging outside like that, I am not really sure. But I think it'll be okay because it gets heat from the house. I may have to put a blanket around it or something like that to try and protect it. But, you know, I'll do what I can. I've already disconnected the hose from up here off it. I had a hose. And then what I'm gonna have to do is turn off the water to the sprinkler and bleed it. Oh, that hasn't been turned in a long time. So I'm going to use a screwdriver, open this up, or not. Not getting a response out of it anyway, but maybe that's good. Okay, and then I'm going to bleed this one here. I'm actually going to let them sit that way. And then I'll probably turn my valves on. Just see if it'll at least let the pressure out. So hopefully that'll do the trick. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use these wool blankets. Hopefully, I worry about the rain. But I don't know what else to do. I could put sheets on maybe, but I'm going to try these blankets. They are wool, so the water should pass through and I should be okay. They may freeze. I'm going to have to check them, but I think we're done for the rain for today. So let's just throw these on. It's late in the day and that should protect them. I don't think the wind will be a problem because the spines on the dragon fruit should hold them into place. But this is the first time I'm having to do this. So. So I'm a novice when it comes to this. I have lived in many cold environments, and normally the stuff just freezes and we don't worry about it till spring. So having a winter garden is really cool. I'm excited to do it, but it's also got its downsides here in Arizona, like right now, with a potential freeze coming. The rest of this stuff, I'm not sure what to do. I do have a tarp maybe I could put over them, and maybe that's what I'll do. But I do need a harvest, so I'm gonna have to do that real quick. Let's try and get this moringa taken care of. I've got some of it, but I noticed I have seed pods. And the seed pods are fantastic to eat when they're this young. So I'm gonna try and cut the seed pods down. If you've never seen a moringa seed pod, they're called a drumstick tree for a reason. And when they're young and tender like this, they're delicious to eat when they're cooked in like a stir fry or something. So I definitely want to get those. I've been able to get 3 or 4 of them. It's just a trick trying to see them because they look like twigs at this point. But I'm really actually surprised I have them this time of year. This is the first time ever. So I am going to take a lot of this foliage because tonight, if it really does get down in the 20s, it's going to lose all of it, every bit. So I'm not going to bore you with watching me trim my moringa, but I'll get her done and then I'll show you the rest of the harvest. Okay, so let's take a look what I've done. It's hopefully going to do the trick. I put a tarp over this. I'm going to have to probably put some bricks around the edge to keep them from going anywhere because of the wind. My green beans I'm not worried about. I am worried about my Brussels sprouts. So I put plastic covers over them. Hopefully they'll be okay. The green beans I'm not too worried about. They're done anyway. Red peppers, well, they are going on 3 years old. So far, they've survived a lot of crap. So hopefully they'll survive this. I don't really have anything left to cover them. Maybe I could use this tripod, quad pod, whatever you want to call it, put over it and drape something over it, but I just don't have any more materials left. So I've got the dragon fruit set up. And if you can see that, they're covered. I hope those blankets will stay in place. I'm a little bit worried. And the passion fruit are covered. I do have them anchored in places. Ooh, good test right now. Let's see. Yeah, maybe they'll stay in place. I hope they don't damage my dragon fruit. I'm a little bit worried about that. So everything's drained and I hope it works out. Okay, so it's done. We will follow up in a little while after the freezes are over and I'll show you how they survived. So thumbs up, fingers crossed, give me a like. Hopefully my garden will be okay. If not, it is what it is, and I'll plant new stuff next as soon as the frosts are over. I do have big plans for this garden. I want to put a mango tree in, lychee tree, and a peach tree, and maybe an Asian pear. And here comes the rain. Well, I got to finish this video and get the heck out of here. So stay safe, keep gardening, and we'll see you next time.